Have you ever thought about living a really long, vibrant life? And what if the secrets, or some clues at least, came from way up high in the Himalayas?
It's
Yeah.
fascinating. For centuries, mystics up there have, well, thrived on these simple plant-heavy diets.
Right. And what's amazing is how their old ways of eating seem to line up so well with today's science about
Mhm.
longevity, energy, even cellular health.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we're really going to unpack these plant-forward diets of the Himalayan mystics.
Hmm.
The mission here is to see how their wisdom connects with what science is telling us now about living longer, healthier lives, and hopefully give you some practical ideas.
Right, let's get into it then. So, a really core idea for these sages was seeing food as prana, is that right?
Prana, yeah. Basically life force, pure energy.
Gotcha. So their meals were built around what was growing,
Mhm.
then lots of plants, legumes, grains, simple stuff.
Simple but intentional. They actively avoided processed foods. The idea was to maintain, mental clarity and physical vitality.
It's a really appealing concept, isn't it? Very grounded.
It is, and practical too. There's this quote, supposedly from a mystic. When you eat from the earth, you become as resilient as the mountains.
Wow. That really says it all. That deep connection to whole foods.
Yeah, and this isn't just philosophy. Modern science is actually starting to catch up.
Okay, so how does the science part fit in?
Well, there was a study, I think in 2022, in Cell Metabolism. It showed that plant-based diets can actually lower inflammation
They're
markers.
ones linked to aging, right?
Exactly those. And there was also a big meta-analysis, this one in JAMA Network Open. It pulled together lots of data
Hmm.
and found something like a 15% lower risk of mortality for people who really prioritized plant proteins over animal ones.
15%. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty significant.
It really is. It's just a major impact. And the key seems to be the variety of plant foods. We're talking lentils, quinoa, nuts, all sorts of vegetables.
So it's about what these foods contain.
Precisely. They're packed with these things called phytonutrients. Think of them as plant compounds that help our bodies.
Help out.
They actively help repair cells, even the mitochondria, the little power plants inside our cells.
Cell batteries. Got it. So it's not just about avoiding bad stuff, it's about actively adding good stuff.
Exactly. It's a proactive approach to health at the cellular level.
Wasn't there something else, a study in nutrients from 2023 maybe? About polyphenols.
Yes, that was fascinating. It showed these polyphenols, which are abundant in plants, can actually activate specific longevity pathways in the body, like AMPK.
AMBK, remind me.
Think of it like a master switch for cellular energy and repair. It gets activated in ways similar to, say, calorie restriction, which we know is linked to longer lifespans in many studies.
Okay, so when we picture that mystic's simple bowl of dal and maybe some bitter greens,
Yeah,
that's not just tradition. It's basically applied science for longevity working right down at the cellular level.
you got it. Ancient wisdom and modern science pointing in the same direction. Pretty cool.
It really is. So, okay, this is great, but how do we actually use this? Make it practical.
Good question. The suggestion from the source material is actually pretty simple. Start small. Don't try to overhaul everything overnight.
Okay, like what?
Maybe swap just one meal a day for what they call a rainbow plate.
A rainbow plate. I like the sound of that. What does it look like?
Just think variety and color from plants. Maybe some turmeric-spiced lentils, kind of like the Himalayan dal bhat, next to some dark leafy greens. Maybe
Oh.
some fermented veggies like kimchi or sauerkraut.
Okay, so lots of different plants on one plate. That sounds doable. That one meal gives you a good dose of those beneficial compounds.
Exactly. And there's another piece to this, beyond just what they ate.
Oh yeah, what's that?
It's how they ate. The mystics really emphasized mindful eating, particularly chewing slowly.
Chewing slowly seems so basic, but
Yeah.
does it really make a difference beyond just, not choking?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
There's research cited in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showing that chewing thoroughly actually improves how well you absorb the nutrients from your food.
Ah, okay. So you get more goodness out of the food you're already eating. Makes sense.
It gives your digestive system the time it needs to break things down properly and unlock all those valuable phytonutrients and vitamins we've been talking about.
So when we boil it down, this Himalayan secret isn't really about harsh restrictions or some
Nah.
mystical, unobtainable thing.
Not at all. It's more about embracing the abundance of plants, combining it with a bit of mindfulness, and focusing on that idea of food as life-giving energy, as prana.
It's about abundance, not deprivation. I like that.
Yeah. So maybe the takeaway for listeners is just to try it. Try one plant forward swap this week. See how you feel.
Maybe even take a few extra seconds to chew that meal more mindfully.
Couldn't hurt. Small steps.
Definitely.
Hmm.
And here's a final thought to maybe chew on, so to speak. How many other ancient traditions might hold similar keys to health and longevity, just waiting for us to look at them through our modern scientific lens?
That's a great point. It makes you wonder what other wisdom is out there, ready to be rediscovered.